Good morning. Welcome to morning practice. I'm Olivia. I hope that you had a beautiful weekend, and I'm delighted that you're joining me on Monday, the 12th of February. I will be traveling next week, so this is the last week of morning practice I'll be offering until March. I will put on the website our restart date. It will either be early or in March or mid-March, depending on how the traveling allows me to offer practice or not. What we're doing here in practice is I offered an hour-long practice of some meditation, some breath work, sometimes interwoven together, and then we do some gentle movement. And my movement changes. Sometimes I'll do more movement and work towards something specific, or it'll have an intention with it. And sometimes I'll do gentle restorative movement. And the reason that it isn't the same each day is because what I'm doing is encouraging you to develop your own morning practice or your own daily practice of some kind, where you take time to check in with yourself. And there are days that we feel like being energized and bringing some fire and stoking that fire and feeling into the movement body. And there are other days where we need a little bit more receptivity, a little bit more quiet, a little bit more restorative practice, where we can really drop in and be in a pose and listen to what the body needs, often through the vehicle of stillness and rest. It's so important that as we move through the world and the changes our world are going through, that we really check in with this instrument of consciousness that is our body, because it is going to be a really essential guide in how you navigate each day. And what the body needs each day is different, you know. And this practice is really just offering you the tools to cultivate your own relationship with your own self so that you can drop into meditation and be familiar with kind of having a conversation with yourself about what you need in the moment. So we'll be really focusing this week from Monday to Thursday on what do I need next? What does my body need next? That's going to be the theme of this week. We can see with the increasing light, if you're in the northern hemisphere, that the days are becoming slightly longer and spring is around the corner, and that can actually have a really visceral feeling inside the body of the energy returning from the winter hibernation, that kind of quieter. But it's in February, it's that kind of in between space. I tend to notice that energy more in March towards the vernal equinox. And February can suddenly feel like, oh, I want to go forward. And then the next day it's like, I'm cold. I need to recede. I need to be quieter. I need to be cozy. So, really just encouraging us to play with and investigate those themes this week. And really just keep asking yourself, even when you're not, taking necessarily an active practice, but you can sit down for 5 minutes and just ask yourself, what do I need next? And that might be closing the eyes gently, just drifting and letting the body settle. That might be getting a snack or a glass of water. It's so important to nourish the body. And the body feels hungry. The body feels thirsty. These are recognitions. There's a lot of solar activity at the moment. There's a lot of cosmic energy coming onto the planet from outside of our atmosphere. Really quite powerful stuff. I'm not sure if you're aware, but we're in the greatest solar activity phase we've been in for many, many years. And it was predicted to be more solar activity in 2025, but it looks like the solar activity is peaking really more this year in 2024. If you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to check out spaceweather.com, which gives you some insight into the solar activity that we're experiencing. And with all that electromagnetics and solar energy being beamed at us, it has a massive effect on the geomagnetics of the planet, which, we are part of. We are more than 90% water, or water. And it's important to really know that as physical vessels, we are not immune to these energies. If anything, they're going to affect your sleeping patterns. They're going to affect your energy levels. You might find yourself very drained one moment, very alive and buzzing another. You might find yourself like unexplainably hungry. These are all responses to the unstable geomagnetics that we're experiencing at the moment. Hence the importance of developing and cultivating an awareness of what does your body need now in any moment, and maybe giving yourself some time each day to practice and come into presence with yourself. So, saying that, let's drop into our morning meditation this morning. Finding a comfortable seat. Can be good to sit on a block. There are blankets can be helpful to sit on as well. What we do when I say this about the block or the blankets or a bolster is you're propping up your hips above the level of your knees, and that allows the bowl of the pelvis to spill forward, and it lets you really feel the length from the tip of the tailbone right up the spine, through the thoracic spine into the crown of the head. You can really feel that length. So finding that nice tall seat. Now, it could be that sitting cross-legged, even on something propped under your sit bones, is incredibly uncomfortable for you. You may have knee issues. It may just be uncomfortable to sit in a cross-legged seat. If this is the case, find yourself in a chair or in some place that you feel a supported way of sitting, where your spine can be straight and tall and you're relaxed and you're not struggling with sitting, but you're composed, allowing yourself to really feel the contact of your sit bones with the support. So let's all find a nice seat. And as we do find our comfortable seat, any small movements, any wiggles or shoulder rolls, or just, you might just feel as we drop in, I'm gonna just move my shoulders a little, move my neck, and then just finding a place of stillness. And then really, probably the first thing we encounter when we drop into meditation is the active drama of the mind's thoughts, thinking this and thinking that. And really, this is an invitation to come into presence with yourself. So we recognize those thoughts, we observe them, we notice them, and we spend most of our day interacting and engaging with them. But this is the moment where you step backward. You observe them as if you were observing a play on a stage in front of you. And you see the actors and you see the engagement, and it's something that you normally engage with, but you just choose to observe instead. And as you feel into that sense of observing the thoughts instead of engaging with them. It's almost like their volume just turns down, and the volume of awareness of your body, the internal space, the quiet, the volume of where you are placed in space. Did you sit down too quickly? Did you find your place of stillness in a place that really isn't foundationally supported? And then just make those adjustments. And the drama of thoughts recedes. It's almost as if the curtains come down on that stage, and you are now in presence with yourself, with your own being. And we feel into our awareness, we feel into our body, feeling the points of contact with the ground, feeling the frame of our skeleton in relationship to gravity. How does it sit? And allow that awareness that's feeling into the sit bones and the sensation of groundedness in earth to really begin to grow throughout the body, up from the points of contact into the legs and the hips, the lower spine, the back, feeling the life force. And as you feel that downward pull of the natural gravity of your seat, almost imagine a root from your tailbone going deep into the earth, deep into the quiet earth, grounding you as an expression of its life. And the life force of your body and being aligning with the life force of the greater vast body and being of this planet. And that root that's connecting the tip of your tailbone deep into the planet is your root of deep grounding. You belong here. You are part of the earth experience by mere fact of your physical existence. You are a joyful expression of the planet's life force. And you are an individual expression of your own soul path. And letting the awareness fill the body, feeling grounded and rooted into the earth. You may join me in bringing one hand to the heart center, the other hand over top. You can bring your hands to prayer in Anjali Mudra. You can let your palms rest in your lap. Slight tilt of the chin forward, extending the length along the back of the neck. As we sit here, bringing our focus of attention to the heart center, if we physically can feel through our hands the magnetic pull between the resonance of the palms and the resonance of the heart, and the warmth of your palms holding your heart center, feeling into its precious, consistent, devoted life. Breathing in, breathing out. As you inhale and exhale here, you may begin to feel those breaths expand and contract underneath your hands, as if you were breathing through the heart itself. Breathing in through the heart, breathing out through the heart. And those breaths begin to really illuminate the Jyoti, the light inside your heart, brighter than 10,000 suns. You feel, you witness, you know that inner light that is your unique luminescence. Breathing in through the heart, breathing out through the heart, feeling that light grow, feeling the light fill you beyond the perimeter of the heart, beyond the perimeter of the body. Your heart light, your Jyoti, filling the auric field, illuminating the colors of your being. Each colorful aspect of your auric field illuminated that with this light, dazzles with its jewel-like color. You feel yourself inhaling and exhaling through the heart. Those multi-dimensional lights and colors extending from you, growing, rippling out beyond the room that you're in, rippling out beyond the building, the space, whatever's outside of you. Knowing that your heart light rippling out will meet other heart lights of other humans. And when they connect, those heart lights are magnified, become even more powerful. And as our conscious heart light extends from our hearts, from the centers of our being, to cover and cradle the world in the power of our heart, in the power of our love, in the light of illumination that our heart awareness brings. Breathing in to that knowing, breathing out to that knowing. And as we come into silence here in meditation, if you would like to send or share or offer or dedicate your heart light to a person, a situation, a place that you feel sharing it with would be of benefit. Bring that person, that situation, that place to mind now. And as we sit in silence here for a few more minutes, we'll breathe in and out through the heart. You can just focus on making that offering in the deepest quality of your heart light. Letting the breath deepen here. If you would like to stay in seated meditation and offer that as your morning practice, I invite you to do that. You may let your hands slowly drop to the lap and gently let the eyes blink open, gazes forward, down, feeling that root still deep into the earth. Rabo, Ap, Jago, Paramatma Jago, Nirsarve Jago, Sarvatra Jago. May the most divine, highest, illuminated consciousness wake up in my heart, in your heart, and in the hearts of all sentient consciousness. We'll begin with some breath work. We'll do a 6 count inhale, a 2 count hold, an 8 count exhale. I'll talk us through. Just continuing to take a seat. You can recross your legs if that's comfortable. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, 2. Hold 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling, 2. I apologize. Let's start again. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. Inhale. Hold. exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Take 2 more rounds on your own. Inhaling. Exhaling. And we're going to slowly make our way over to the mat if you're not already there. Why do we do breath work? Pranayama. Bringing attention to the breath, bringing our focus to the breath, as I so beautifully demonstrated just now, can really be revealing in terms of the quality of our attention. I think it was, a mistake, yes, but it was illuminating that I immediately, I directed us to do a 6-count inhale, a 2-count hold, and an 8-count exhale, and completely my words did not match up to the instruction almost immediately. And it's such a great indicator in the cultivation of awareness when that happens to bring the attention back to the breath. Because if we're not really having a relationship of attention with our breath, and we're not really paying attention with that kind of care that I'm taking a 6-count inhale, I'm holding for 2, our thoughts are usually somewhere else, or they're racing on to the next thing. And I think that was my case. And let's exhale and race on to the next thing, forgetting that I wanted to just hold even for 2 counts. Any kind of pranayama you do really brings you into presence with yourself, and it's really a great tool if you ever find yourself spinning out or feeling unbalanced. It immediately calms the nervous system down, and it gives the body a very strong message that you are paying attention to what is happening and the information that your body is giving you. Hence, we deepen our relationship with ourselves. We'll inhale, our arms come overhead, hands come to prayer, and prayer comes to heart, offering sincere and deep felt love and gratitude for this body, for this life, for this incredible instrument of consciousness, this receptivity of sensation, sensory intelligence, the ability to walk, run, swim, the ability to dance, to hold another beloved in your arms, the ability to kiss, the ability to taste, the ability to feel the movement of the wind through your body, across your skin. This is an incredible meeting of energy that somehow receives and engages with the information of embodied life. It is truly extraordinary. Our hearts, the center of our power, the center of our awareness, the center of our divine knowing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this body, for this life. Inhaling, arms come overhead, hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart, offering love and deep felt gratitude for all other beings on this planet, those close to us who support us and whose communities and families and all the people in our life who make our life incredibly possible, and all the people we don't know, whose work, whose brilliance, whose insight also makes our lives possible, and all the people we don't know who simply by being, alive and part of the interconnectedness of us all, contribute to this experience of life that we are in, this beautiful expression of creativity and wildness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And inhaling, the arms come overhead, hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart, offering love and gratitude for all this planet does to support us, for this planet itself, the beauty of it, the consciousness of it, the marvelousness, the magnitude of the oceans, the mountains, the deserts, the forests, the trees. This is truly an extraordinary place to be embodied on our soul path. And it is just, I am so grateful to be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we'll inhale our arms overhead. You're going to twist to the left, bringing your left hand to the back of the base of the spine and the right hand to the left knee. Just a gentle twist. Again, allowing the chin to just drop, feeling the length of the back of the spine. And then inhaling, arms overhead. Twist to the right hand at the base of the spine. Finger pads, just press slightly in to give some lift to the spine. Again, the chin can drop here, just finding the length along the back of the neck. And then inhale, arms overhead. Let's drop the left hand into the mat and stretch the right arm over, as if you could touch the seam between the ceiling and the right wall. Feeling the length open along the right side body. And then coming up, we'll let the right hand come down, left hand reaches up. Again, really pressing that left sit bone, that left hip into the mat as you reach your left arm up. Again, as if you could just trace that seam between the ceiling and the right wall. Maybe leaning into it a little bit more and coming to center. And we'll come, taking our block off. We'll come to hands and knees. I'm just going to face you for the moment, but feel free to just be on your mat on hands and knees, and then just lifting the tail and rounding the tail. Some simple cat-cows, lifting the tail and rounding the tail. And then you're going to come up onto your knees and put your left foot out to the left, straight, so that your foot is sort of in the same line as your knee. And just make sure your hips are really comfortable here. Hip points should be pointing forward. And we'll extend our arms to a nice T, lifting the chest and just feeling the length of the spine here. And then just begin to let the body fall towards the left-hand side. The left hand can come to the left leg, and then begin to reach that right arm up and over. Very simple gate pose. Really just keeping everything pressing downwards as you reach up. And then we'll bring our arms back to a T. The right hand will come down, left leg will lift, and the right arm comes up. Or no, the left arm comes up. The right hand is down, the left arm is up, and the left leg is up. The left arm. I hope I said that correctly. And just feel the stretch here for a moment, reaching up. And then you may want to grab your ankle and look up. You're really feeling as you kick into that back hand, feeling the stretch along your left hip flexor. And then you're just going to gently let that go. Bring it back to a gate pose. Take another slight bend over to the left. And then come back to a T, and you can bring that foot underneath you. And we'll extend the right foot out. Arms come to a T, reaching to the right, lifting the left arm, pressing into the ground as you reach up, and then just reaching over. Feeling the length along the left side body here. Pressing in to reach up. Almost as if you could tilt your heart center up to the ceiling. We'll come back. We'll bring our arms to a T. Left hand can come down. Left hand comes down as right arm extends up and right leg lifts. At first, just feeling the balance, feeling the stretch. And then you may want to grab your right ankle with your right foot ankle with your right hand, turning the heart center up, kicking into that back hand, giving some active engagement so that you can stretch that right hip flexor and find the body opening. And then reaching and coming back to our gate. And then just another bend to the right side. And then we'll turn and face the narrow top side of the mat. Again, letting the belly drop, letting the heart lift into our cow. Curling the tail under, letting the head drop, feeling that space between the shoulder blades as we come into our cat. Just take a couple more cat-cows here, feeling into the inhale as you extend the spine and exhale as you flex the spine. I'm just removing my socks. And then tucking the toes, pressing back into a very gentle downward dog where we'll just pedal here very gently. It's really more about allowing your hips to move in space, letting yourself just feel the hips wake up in the morning, and then slowly taking very gentle, small baby steps, we'll come to the top of our mat, giving a nice, generous bend in the knees. Let your torso relax onto your legs. Feeling the stretch across the lumbar spine, across the sacrum. And you may move the hips here. You may nod the head. Just find some movement here around that lower part of the spine and gently curling up to stand at the top of your mat. Inhaling, the arms come overhead. Exhaling, you're going to come into your forward fold again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you're going to step the right leg back. Let the right knee come down. Untuck the toes. Come into a low lunge. Pressing up. And then framing the front foot with your hands, you'll step back to a plank. From plank, you can come down to the ground. And we'll just take a very small baby cobra, pressing into the hands underneath the shoulders, letting the heart center lift. Really feeling that extension. Coming back to the ground, pressing back up to a downward dog. The right leg lifts. Right foot comes between the hands, left knee comes down. And then pressing up into your low lunge, reaching up. Let the hands frame the front of the foot and bring the front leg in into your forward fold. Inhale, extending the spine. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, standing up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, hands come overhead. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, but stay in a runner's lunge this time. Just feeling the straightness of the back leg, the heart center reaching forward. And then we'll just straighten that front knee very gently, really as if you could put a thumb into the left hip crease, pulling it back, or the front hip crease, and letting the leg straighten, keeping the back heel lifted in a modified pyramid. And then we'll rebend the front knee and press up into a high lunge. Back heel is lifted, front leg is at 90 degrees. Arms reach up. Inhale, the prayer comes to the heart. And we'll just turn our torso toward that front leg, in my case, the left, and hook the right elbow on the left knee, really activating that back leg. That's really the stability of this pose, is the active engagement of the back leg. And then just feeling into the twist, as if your heart could reach over top of your hands. We'll frame that front foot with our hands. Press back to a plank again, coming down to the ground. Maybe taking a slightly higher cobra, feeling your back bend. Coming down. And then pressing up into a downward dog. Lifting that right leg, right foot comes between the hands. And again, we'll just take a runner's lunge here. Feeling the stretch of the back of the leg. Letting the heart pour forward. And then straightening that front leg as if there was a thumb in the hip crease of that front hip, pulling you back. You could even put your thumb in that hip crease and just gently encourage the hip to move back as you straighten the front leg, keeping that back heel lifted, folding over the leg here. And then re-bending that front knee, we'll press up into a high lunge. Hands come overhead. Let yourself feel that for a moment, really activating the back leg. Bending into the front knee and reaching into the sky. Hands come to prayer, and then we're going to twist towards the front knee and hook the left elbow on the right knee if your front knee is the right knee. And just, again, really activating that back leg for stability, lifting the heart above the head in prayer, and feeling the spaciousness as you twist with the spine. And then frame that front foot and step back to a downward facing dog. And we'll just stay for a few moments here in downward facing dog, letting the tailbone really lift, bending the knees to let the tailbone lift, and finding that length from the tip of the tail to the crown of the head, as if a stream of liquid was slowly making its way warmly down your spine from the tailbone and dripping off onto the mat from the crown of your head. Pushing your hands into the mat, pushing your shoulders externally, rotating them, bringing your floating ribs in, and then bending your knees. You're just going to come down to all fours again, lifting into a cow, curling into a cat, and lifting into a cow, and curling into a cat. And we're just coming here to sit. And what we'll do is we're going to roll onto our backs and take a bridge pose. So coming down to the backs, feet are about hip width apart, knees are pointing upwards. You just let your gaze fall towards ceiling, feeling your body here for a moment before we do anything else. And you may even ask yourself, what does my body need next? And if that's rest, take rest. If that's more asana, more standing poses, more standing postures, think about what those would be and maybe try them out for yourself. If you'd like to take a bridge with me, a back bend, we'll be here in this position and we'll push into our feet, lifting the hips and the weight of the body rolling onto the girdle of the shoulders. And you can either hold the sides of your mat here, you can interlace your hands under your body, which will allow you to curl the shoulders underneath even more. So find the bridge or posture that is the thing that your body wants next. If you're in bridge, pressing those hips up, pressing into your feet, feeling the active engagement, and then releasing the hands, releasing the hips. Knees can either knock in here together or apart, and bringing the feet together. Hands can be on the body or in a goalpost position. And then we will curl to one side, moving the hips, pressing up, and just keeping, as I'm facing you, this right leg tucked under and bringing your left leg over top, allowing both hips to drop and really holding that left knee in. Almost feel the stretch along the hip right here. And just kind of hugging that in, giving yourself a cuddle, allowing the tip of the nose just to come to the knee, feeling the space between your shoulder blades. And we'll stretch up again and extend that left arm up. Left hand will come to the base of the spine. You can extend the right hand and either hold the knee in or catch the knee with your elbow, twisting to the left, allowing the whole spine to twist to the left. And the neck will follow the natural curve and twist of the spine, but you don't want to crank it more. Really feel yourself extending into the length of the spine, crown of the head reaching up. And then you're just going to bring your gaze to the front, just feeling how that feels different. And then release the twist. Take your hands to the right into a counter twist, feeling that stretch on the left shoulder to the left side of the body in your counter twist. And then we're going to just switch sides. You can either press into your hands and feet and make a semicircle behind you and land on the other side, or just switch, but follow me if you're going to do the semicircle. So pressing into everything, drawing a semicircle behind you, and you land on the other side magically with your left leg underneath your right leg over top. And again, using your hands to hold that upper leg in, allowing yourself to curl over so that your nose can just touch your knee. It's like you're giving yourself a cuddle. And feeling, the receptivity of that, the gentleness of that, the compassion of what it is to hold yourself. And then we'll extend the spine, reaching the right arm up. The right arm will come to the base of the spine. The left hand will extend, and then either holding the knee in or catching the elbow on the knee, finding length in the spine, turning towards the right. What does your body need next? When we practice in this sort of morning practice hour, let's bring our gaze back to the front. Feel the difference. And then we'll take a little counter twist to the left, again feeling the stretch on the right side body. And we'll make our way to our back. I'm giving you a container of different moves and different possibilities within a very short space of an hour. They're much more extended practices we could do, much more vigorous practices we can do, and sometimes we do that. Let's just bring the knees in and hold them, and then slowly let the knees drop to one side, left side if you like, extending the right arm and looking out over that arm. These are all just tools. As you explore the different kinds of poses for yourself, you begin to have a relationship with how your body relates to each of them. Sometimes the more challenging poses are the ones that your body needs. Sometimes the more restorative poses are the ones your body needs. And that is always not consistent because it's different on different days. Pressing our hands into a wide T, as if we could press the palms into the floor, using core engagement, bringing the knees up to the surface, to the middle, and then letting them fall to the other side, to the right in this case, and gazing over the left arm. Really allowing the hips to sink here. All of these are poses and postures and practices that we build upon in our own unique way for our individual practice. And it is my hope and dedication and offering to simply give you some examples that you can begin to create and cultivate as your own relationship with what your body needs next develops. Sometimes it's more movement, sometimes it's less. I can't emphasize enough. Let's press that. Both hands into the earth, using the core engagement to bring the knees up to the center, and wrap your hands around the knees, bring your forehead to the knees, curl everything in here. And then release, letting the legs fall down the mat, letting the arms come to the side. I cannot emphasize enough, as we move through the various aspects of an active or quiet practice of stillness, to always maintain an awareness and a cultivation of breath in the heart center. The heart will guide you. The heart knows what you need next. It's really just about getting quiet enough to listen. Turn off the mind and tune into your heart. Letting everything release, letting everything relax melting into your mat. Again, as you feel the light and love of the center of your being, your heart, extend throughout and beyond you. Slowly beginning to feel the movement of air across the skin. Bringing the awareness of movement back to the body. Deepening that breath. Letting the joints begin to roll and move. And finding that awakening movement. Breaking like waves across your energetic field, your physical field. Maybe reaching into a full body stretch from the tip of your toes, your arms are overhead reaching. And then gently making your way to one side in a fetal position, resting here. How does your heart feel? What does your body need next? Just noticing, just observing. Breathing in to the heart, breathing out through the heart. And you're just going to slowly press your way up to a seat, keeping the eyes shut or softly focused. Finding your spine, finding a position where your spine is comfortable, supported, in alignment with your being. You may return your hands to your heart center. You may leave them in the lap. And just feel. Feel the heart. Feel the energy flow in the body. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing to mind your offering, your dedication, and feeling the chin just turn towards the chest. As you again intone your dedication to your offering. And taking a deep breath in together and a deep breath out. And we will inhale to Om together, inhaling. Prabhu Ab Jago, Paramatman Jago, Mirsave Jago, Sarvatra Jago. May the most beautiful, enlightened, highest consciousness wake up in my heart, in your heart, and in the hearts of all sentient beings everywhere at once. Breathing in and breathing out. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you for joining me. I'm very grateful. I hope that you can continue this voyage of practice either on your own or together. We'll be practicing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week again before taking a short break. But I'm just so honored to share the path with you. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Take good care of yourselves, and see you soon.